Welcome to the Leadership Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Swan, Principal Consultant with Peridot Circle Consulting. In this podcast, we explore real-life situations with the help of our two founders and principal consultants, Janet Taggart and Linda Linfield. Janet specializes in emphasizing leadership transformation from the inside out, coaching aspiring to executive leaders to become known for their highest value. Linda specializes in executive leadership and leadership team development, sparking higher levels of self-awareness and purpose-driven self-mastery. Thanks for joining us, Janet and Linda. So today I wanted to talk about a scenario that has come to my attention. I think it'd be interesting for our leaders to hear your perspective on. So in this scenario, there's a new leader, a new director, and they're really excited to work with the new boss. This leader, he wanted to develop a very strong partnership with her, with his boss. And he felt that he had this great rapport with her since they talked openly about issues that were roadblocks to completing the team's projects. He was surprised that his performance review then, after some time had gone by, was not favorable. He was sad that the leader seemed to have doubts about his capability to lead the team, and he was confused why she saw him that way. What are your thoughts on that?
Thanks, Nikki. That reminds me of a scenario that I just worked through with a client of mine. She was also someone who was trying to develop this thought partnership with her leader, and they had a disconnect between what she was trying to create and what that leader was perceiving. And, you know, the idea of having a thought partnership is a great idea, because rather than having your relationship with your leader being one of, reporting to and being subservient to, or having the leader feel like they have to micromanage you, it creates a really great collegiality in the workplace. However, in this scenario that I'm talking about, this leader thought that, to create a good thought partnership, I want to collaborate on problems and issues, specifically on those roadblocks that my leader can help alleviate or help to give me information on how I can do it myself. So the intentions were really great. And yet her leader walked away from those conversations feeling less and less convinced that she was in the right place, that she was capable of leading her team, that she was capable of being able to lead the high stakes project that some of which he had his name and good reputation, attached to. So there was a lot at stake here. And so she was befuddled. Like, I've been trying to create this great, partnership. We've had great conversations, and I'm really befuddled by my leader's response. And as we dug deeper into seeing what could possibly be her leader's perspective, what was he seeing versus what she was trying to provide, and we noticed that there was a gap between their two perspectives. She knew that her projects were on task. She knew her projects were moving forward just in the rate and the way that they always have. She's always been fairly successful at delivering her projects on time and within the requirements necessary. However, her leader hadn't seen that before. And so it was new to him, and he didn't know that she was succeeding. And so we devised a way for her to move forward and to communicate well how she was succeeding, where the project stood, and how her leader could see that along and to continue those great conversations about roadblocks and the things that she needed from him. So really, this is very specific to her situation. And all of us have these situations where our leader sees one thing and we see another, and it's up to us to figure out where the intersection might be that creates a hole or a gap between what we think we're providing to our leader and what our leader needs to see from us. So, Linda, do you have any thoughts about this situation? I know you've dealt with similar things.
Yeah, and I love the approach of finding the middle path and understanding the leader's point of view and what the leader expects, what the leader's committed to, and not taking that commitment or those commitments and those points of view as like gospel truth or like the only truth, but finding the intersection between the person's commitment and that person's leader's commitment, and navigating that middle ground so that you can create a relationship of collegiality where problems can be solved together, but also where the leader gets the appropriate information about the projects being on track, on time, within budget, within the other constraints. I think it's a brilliant solution but it takes navigation, right? There's not a prescription or not a one size fits all, um, uh, way forward in a situation like this. It depends on the leader, and it depends on the person, and it depends on their personalities and their commitments. And I think that your approach was really intriguing.
Well, thank you, Janet and Linda. It sounds like this is an example of another successful coaching out of Peridot Circle Consulting. And to our listeners, we invite you to appreciate the experiences that have brought you here to this moment of your life's journey. And we invite you to stay open to the possibilities within you. You were meant for greater things. Until next time. At Peridot Circle, we facilitate the growth and transformation of individuals, leaders, and emerging leaders of fast-growing, tech-savvy organizations. If any of our listeners are interested in learning more about our approach to leadership coaching at Peridot Circle Consulting and how to help transform how you show up at work, book a consult with us online at peridotcircleconsulting.com. We would love to help you and your organization achieve more than ever before.